Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here with Bish's RV with another pop-up from Rockstaff, which is my name for Rockwood and Flagstaff, who are the exact same company and make the exact same product, in case you weren't aware. This is a member of their sports edition or extreme package or whatever name they have for it this year. But basically it's the lifted off the ground flipped axle chassis package with the bigger knobby tires, second propane tank for spending some extra time off grid, being able to run that furnace or cook up a storm if you're so inclined. This also has a 1,000-watt inverter. It can run all of the outlets in it when you're off grid, which not something I've historically associated with pop-ups. To help keep that battery topped off, it does have a solar package on the roof, but keep in mind, if you're gonna go nuts running household outlets and stuff, you're gonna overpower that the battery and the solar pretty darn quickly. Now, the words off-road get thrown around way too liberally in the RV business, and I try to shoot you a little straighter than that. I'm going to say that this is like made for some trails, but not like really off-road or anything like that. Like, it doesn't have an articulating hitch, it's not a trailing arm suspension, but for just general toting around, you want to take it on a little trek through the woods or something like that, I think something like this would be great. But really the signature calling card on this one for me is two things. It's got that big front storage trunk, which I think would be awesome, like maybe like fishing pole storage space or something like that. And I'm just gonna call it, it's got like this super lounge around the backside of this thing that I don't know why. I looked at it and here's what went through my head. This little hoity-toity, but also still down-to-earth off-grid experience. This is how I picture things.
Ooh, yes, Buffy. I do so enjoy rustic camping in the great outdoors, seeing the wilderness, looking at my full park hookups. I am famished. Please, bring me a piece of your finest beef jerky and make it teriyaki. Daddy's feeling spicy.
So yeah, that's what goes through my head. But enough of the adventures of Reginald and Buffy Campington III. Oh, crap. Yeah, so the table's not supposed to be jihad. Apparently I didn't lock that leg, and it's on a bit of a downward doggy plane right there. So, keep that in mind. That is free floating, by the way, which is nice. But again, look at this. Just giant mega lounge in the back of this thing, wrapping all the way around here. Now, of course, that dinette can fold down into a sleeper. That is the extension leaf that goes on here. So if you've got an adulter-ish kind of person, you can set on the edge there and maybe reach over. Or if you've got the whole family wrapped around for board game day, it helps. Frankly, any flat plane you can use for potential prep space in here going to be beneficial. Now, up top, we've got that bigger kind of like XL vent fan in case the Taco Tuesdays are talking back at you. And on that note, you might notice there's a track for a privacy curtain hanging up there. When you get down here, all you see is a bench. And to that I say, fire hose. Which admittedly is not the most original magic word you've ever heard, but you get the idea. You see how there is the Traveloo 2.5. Basically, it's got a porta potty storage pocket in it, or you could just take that out of there. But when it's late at night, and you hear the pitter-patter of little feet making their way across the camper to say, Mummy, Daddy, I must make the peeps and the poops. Well, it's nice to be able to handle that locally and go back to bed as quickly as possible. Also, over here, you see, effectively your master control panel, some household, some USB outlets, so you can crank up the tunes. What? Did I say Bluetooth speaker? And Bluetooth speakers... Yeah, no, sorry. Not Bluetooth speaker. It's a stereo with a Bluetooth link that can play through your speakers. Two very different things. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. But here's a really cool thing about this one. Nothing says the table has to be there. It's free floating. It's in the name. It's called a free floating table. So if you want to move it around, and again, really just have an open lounge, to me, this opens up the camper. It just makes it feel huge by comparison. We also have a handy one-piece entry door, which puts the handle, it's black on black, it puts the handle up higher at waist level, so getting out of the camper is a lot easier. But what if you're outside and you've got a dog that freaks out when they can't see you, or you've got a little toddler on the inside, you want to keep an eye on them. That's the panels on that door can slide up from the bottom or down from the top. I don't know if I've ever taken the time to actually display that. Now in the back, we've got what's effectively a full-size bed. In the front, we've got a 60 by 80 queen, and they are heated mattresses with RV Nerdism number 37, the baby hammock above. Please don't put your kid in that. Never mind. Moving over here to the kitchenette, pretty straightforward standard fare as far as pop-up kitchens go. You've also got your furnace on the left there, but that refrigerator, it's 12 volt, 110, and propane, but it's not a 12 volt compressor fridge. And that's another one of those things I want to be clear on, because there's a big difference in the speed at which a compressor fridge versus an absorption fridge like this camper has. The way this one is going to work is on 12 volt, 110, or propane. In that order, they will cool, they'll get cold, colder, coldest, or they'll cool, normal, fast, and faster, as it were. So kind of keep that in mind depending on where you're camping, what power sources you have available. For me, like the 12 volt is fine when you're traveling. Other than that, if I'm at a park, I'm going to be on 110. And if I'm off the grid, I'm going to be on propane. So you're covered no matter what you do with this. By the way, you want to see something really cool? We're going to do this in real time. So we got all the lights running on this thing, right? Check this out. And this, again, is why it's nicer to have the one-piece entry door, because otherwise the handle's all the way down here. But we slide out the door. We slip outside. Look at the tongue of this trailer. There's no batteries on there. Let me slide around to the side. There's no power cords plugged into this RV. All the lighting is being live supplied by the solar panel on the roof right now. So, there's not a whole lot of high voltage appliances in this. The solar package on this, you're going to be able to run pretty much all the lights and fans you want during the day, and then just be smart about them overnight. Now, I'm not trying to be Steven Spielberg with a cool little camera angle here. The sun is low in the sky. I'm going to warn you right now, this future is about to be so bright, you better wear shades, because as soon as I stand up, blinded by the light. Anyway, so you notice how this has a full one-piece entry door, but for traveling, that turkey don't jive. So, you need a travel door. Now, it doesn't normally just flap in the breeze back here. It actually stows up out of the way and kind of clips in place when you're not using it. But it's nice that you don't have to worry about your interior storage. Front and rear stabilizer jacks are a nice find on a pop-up camper. The griddle over here that Rockstaff has gone to across the board is something I'm really a big fan of. I think it works a lot nicer than like an outdoor cooktop. Because what you can't experience right now, and because I'm in a mountainous desert area with no trees, really, you can't really see. It's frankly fairly windy right now, and there's no way a cooktop would ever work outside. This should be able to handle winds a little bit better, not flawlessly. The sports package upgrades us to a more aggressive looking, like larger also tire. Now, keep in mind, the sports package thing is a specific set of floor plans. It's not an option package that you can just apply to any Rockstaff pop-up. If you visit their website, you can see that a little bit more clearly. Now, sometimes they'll have the same floor plan built in standard and sports mode, but not every time. Now, we've got the front trunk, but when the bed's open, you can't really get to it, thankfully. They do give us a little side pocket access space right there. Now, I'm going to leave you a link in the video description where I've actually gone through the Rockstaff pop-up plant, and I could show you from chassis to finished product how these things come together, if you'd really like to know a little bit more what's under the skin. The sports package puts a little kind of diamond plate visual skirt on it. I don't know that it's really a functional skirt though, because it actually still rides above the chassis level. She's a power lift, which I don't know, man. I've spent a lot of time cranking pop-ups up and down. It's nice having that power lift there. Now, we do have a roof solar package, but it also has a prep point for a portable panel, if you are so inclined. This over here is kind of cool. Let me get you inside this. Next to the water heater, which is gas only, but it is auto ignition and gives us about 11 gallons of hot water per hour. Little outdoor hot cold shower. Nice little find right there. And you see this thing right here, like the RV doesn't really have like, you know, gray tanks or anything like that. So if I'm not mistaken, your kitchen was right over there. I've looked at, yeah, there's your fridge. I've looked at a lot of pop-ups. That's where your sink drains. It does not have a gray tank, so you're going to make sure you need like a little blue tote tank or what, I don't know, whatever color. They always seem to be blue. Are they sometimes gray? Is there, you know, how like if you have kerosene in a canister, it's supposed to be a yellow canister? If you didn't know that, hopefully you just learned that. By the way, that's a safety thing. Is there a reason that some of the blue tote or the tanks are blue or some are gray or anything like that, or is it just, you know, colors? I forgot to record an ending.
Fire hose.
So you're getting a sneak peek at my editing studio, also known as the Holiday Inn. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes view. And we'll see you next time.